There's always going to be some level of competition, but I think that we figured out how to sort of make it work for us, how to treat it like a brotherhood, more than some kind of cutthroat business, you know. We figured out how to do that way before we ever had any success.
All right, guys, let's go. Time to boogie. We're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Because we have each other this whole time, you know, we've kept each other in check. Kind of, everyone, you know, well, you're being an asshole, stop it, you know. Don't throw that TV out the window, like stuff like that. Like we're all so careful about that kind of because we've learned over the years.
I'm not going to like hold back in talking about technical things to not, so I don't sound cool. It sounds stupid to you, but like
That's stupid.
not just people who buy those magazines. That's what they want to know.
Sometimes we talk about them and really make progress and resolve issues and move on. And sometimes things get left untalked about for a while. And I think it's the same thing that happens in any group of people, a family or a marriage or anything like that. And, you know, all we can do is keep working, keep moving forward.
When you operate in a collective so constantly, it's easy to forget that you have your own ideas and your own disparate groups of friends, and as close as we all are, there was always a pattern of sort of like reestablishing our own personalities for a second. And then we miss each other after after a few days.
We fight about everything, but it never gets to the point where it really could create some kind of rift in the band because we have established so well like how we work together and what buttons we can push, what buttons we can't push, you know, that kind of thing. And that's what you do when you're in a family, and that's what we are.
I think everyone's happier than I've seen them, really. And despite, you know, there's been a lot of tribulations along the way. I mean, nothing more serious, of course, than Ryan's absence and injury. That was a pretty major blow for a while.
Being on the road is pretty trying physically to begin with. And if you have something that's limiting your ability to do it, you know, it's like you feel like this is the one thing that I'm supposed to be, this is what I'm here for, you know, and I can't enjoy it because I'm in pain.
What happened?
Well, I had arm injuries originally from pitching baseball when I was younger, but I started to have problems with my right arm when we started touring, like...
Hard.
Yeah, and it just got worse and worse to the point where it was really affecting my ability to perform. Eventually I had to just stop playing. And from all accounts of my doctors and everything, there was nothing that they could do, like surgery-wise or anything like that, so it just became this like waiting, like when is the pain going to go away?
Pick the hill up and...
Yeah. Eventually I was just kind of like, all right, let's just start trying it. And I mean, I have progressed, but it's just like, it's really, no one can really give a real clear answer as to what the problem is.
It's been a blessing that we met Matt when we did. He brings a lot of energy to the show, which is a big part of what we've always prided ourselves on as far as our live performance.
Part of healing is believing that you're going to heal and not letting the weight of, you know, the situation hold you back from accomplishing what you're going to accomplish in the future.
To succeed doing this is the greatest thing, I would say, that's ever happened to me.
What we've achieved was always an absurd fantasy for me growing up. It was always what I was working towards, but I never really actually thought that we'd actually achieve it.
We're at the center of something that's really just been kind of mind-blowing, but it all feels really natural.
First of all, I think we're more mature, wiser people and much better musicians and all of these things, as happens naturally over any like 4-year period of a person's life, but particularly the strange, compressed time we've had together and the wild variety of experience.
There was sort of a moment where a period of kind of mindless hedonism, you know, which happens to rock bands, and I think it was rediscovering that giving ourselves challenges and giving ourselves goals, and you know, we do that musically, that's the way to stay happy and grounded.
I feel like everyone has grown up a lot, obviously, in the time that I've known them. But at the same time, there's certain things that are just, that, you know, they're always going to be, Jesse's always going to be Jesse, you know. Especially Adam. Adam, I think, has always been the person that he is now. He's just able to be that person more so because it's like he found his calling perfectly.
This has been one of those rides that it's made me into a completely different person in a lot of ways. But at the core of it, I think we're all very much the same. We're all still just immature, rambunctious kids.
When I think about our time on the road, is all the people's lives that we've come into contact with, and all the people who come to us at the shows and give us things and say things to us about anything that they're thinking. It's amazing to see how, you know, people connect with each other.
Our idea of what success is has changed drastically, because at first I was like, okay, maybe we'll go gold, maybe platinum if we're lucky, maybe they'll play our song on the radio, maybe it'll be a top 10 hit, maybe it'll be on the radio, period, whatever. Maybe someone will talk about us on MTV, maybe all these kind of hopes that we had were just so blown away by what actually happened that we've remained relatively humble, relatively.
The most important thing for me is just to know that people understand that we are so grateful for everything that has happened in the last couple of years. And so, I mean, this is kind of cool to look at the camera and imagine that I'm talking to somebody who's watching this right now, and if they've come out to our shows or something, like, I just want to say thank you very much.